So why we sitting up here acting like y'all ain't never heard this before?
Let me clarify for him a little bit more.
I never heard of this, honestly. I swear.
Let me clear.
Hold on, ladies.
Women acting like they don't know what the wall is. Body language breakdown. Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. For this video, we tune in to the LaPeef Network. The link is in the description. Shout out to Joel A. Newson for sending us this video. We're gonna break this video down MHD style. Breakdown with highlight clips, evidence. How much proof do you need? If you like what we do,
Smash
that subscribe button, because we're almost at 100K subs and we're looking forward to celebrating with you guys. Now it's time for us to dive into this and do what we have to do, because we men and we. We men and we.
You're hitting a wall. Also, we know for a fact that when a woman ages, her appearance, her attractiveness, her looks tend to decline. Whereas a man, I don't know why Kayla making that face, but whereas a man who continues to invest and build himself up financially, hitting the gym, attractiveness, whatever else, because I could swear for buttermilk, Ronald Isley was like the ugliest thing until...
You can see when the quote-unquote wall is explained to them, it makes them uncomfortable, and this is for two reasons. One, the information that is presented to them is not working in their favor. It's not that feel-good Kool-Aid that the sisterhood has served them since they came out of the womb. Number two, it's the truth. And
you can't handle the truth.
That truth serum is bitter and sour, and it will burn your soul. Now look at their facial expressions when they hear that their appearance will diminish.
Her looks tend to decline.
The one on the right starts laughing because she thinks this is bullshit and doesn't take what he is saying seriously. The one in the middle disagrees because she doesn't like what she's hearing. It doesn't feel good. You see her eyes look away at first, like she was thinking, oh, this doesn't sound right, so this must not be right. She's in denial because she has been on that feel-good Kool-Aid for most of her life. The one on the left is the only one that gets it. She understands that this is the truth. And like I've said before, that truth serum is bitter and sour. And that's why she makes this face, because it burns her soul. Now see what happens in the next clip.
So when a woman hits the wall, the wall is more or less her age, and it's also her attractiveness and her usefulness to a man in terms of her womb.
The moment he said womb, the women knew exactly what he was talking about. All women know that they have a biological clock. All of that bullshit of 40 is the new 30 goes out the window when we talk about biology, human nature. These women want to believe that they still got it at 40 and 50, especially with social media these days. But they know that children are out of the question when they reach a certain age. A woman's fertility drops around 50% when she's in her mid-30s. And the footage proves that they were thinking, oops, he got us there. Let's continue.
So why we sitting up here acting like y'all ain't never heard this before?
Let me clarify for him a little bit more.
I never heard of this, honestly. I swear.
Let me clear.
Hold on, ladies.
When these women say they have never heard this before, they are speaking about the terminology. I believe them when they say that they have never heard about the wall before. Like I've said before, these women only listen to what they want to hear. They only drink that feel-good Kool-Aid. Let me give you an example of what feel-good Kool-Aid is.
He must hope I find him interesting. Yes, you are not desperate, my darlings. It's because you are over 40, over 50, hitting 60. You are still a beautiful, attractive woman. Lots of men would love to go out with you, have a relationship with you, and yes, you can still get married after 40, after 50.
It's not because I wasn't thin enough or slim thick enough or whatever, you know? I guess this is a gentle reminder that we should just kind of focus on ourselves and on our life path and try to remember that certain people are crappy because they are crappy in their mind. They can't figure themselves out. But it's nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with the way that you are or the person that you are or the things that you do. Never feel like you have to change for someone. Never feel like you have to fit what that person wants. Because at the end of the day, you should really just worry about what you want and who you want to be and who you are as a person.
This is what these women are listening to. They don't care what we have to say. That's why these manosphere channels are important, because our voices need to be heard. So the term "wow," no. What it embodies, yes. Let's take it a step further.
He hit every point directly. He is exactly right. But let me give y'all a little bit more clarification. Y'all are familiar with the sexual marketplace value, right? Yes? No?
You got, ladies, you can nod or blink one time.
Are y'all familiar with the sexual marketplace value?
Just blink if you know it's SMV.
Yes? No? Do y'all want to talk? No? Okay, no.
Once again, the one on the left understands what's going on. She smiles because she already knows which way things are going. Why?
Why?
Because it's in the name. Sexual market value. Just put one and one together. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to get an idea of what SMV means. There's a song called Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye. We all knew what he was talking about. The woman in the middle and the one on the right are emotional thinkers. They were not listening to process the information with logic. They were feeling the words. I'll get back to this later. Pay close attention to what's gonna happen next.
All right, so this is basically what the sexual marketplace value is. What women desire in men.
Is this Kevin Samuels terminology?
You see, Kevin Samuels went mainstream, and people are hearing the things that we've been talking about for many years for the first time in their lives, which is great because it boosted the value of manosphere channels and red pill content creators in general. But now people think Kevin Samuels invented this terminology. Now they think that Kevin Samuels is the first to spread this knowledge and we're just a bunch of copycats repeating what he says. No, that's not true. Kevin Samuels hasn't been in this space for that long. But the information, the knowledge has been here for a long time. And this proves that women in general are not interested in what we have to say here in the manosphere. And the mainstream media is avoiding this knowledge because it doesn't benefit their agenda.
Okay.
No, this is life. This is honestly, sexual marketplace value has been around way before Kevin Samuels got popular.
Oh, okay.
Real talk. All right, so sexual marketplace value is largely the thing that...
Pay attention to their body language. He is explaining what SMV is, and once again, the one on the left understands it. The one in the middle is not feeling it, and the one on the right is looking to disagree. Pay attention.
So does that help a little bit?
Have you ever looked up this SMP? Have you ever just...
It's called SMV, first of all, but go ahead.
SMV, sorry, I misspoke. That was my bad.
She was looking to disagree. She didn't acknowledge a word he said. She even pronounced SMV the wrong way. And Cassie J explains exactly what's happening right here. Check this out.
And there's an important rule in documentary filmmaking. As an interviewer, you do not interrupt. So I'm asking questions and I'm getting their full life story. And in the moment, I didn't realize it. But now looking back, I can see that while I was conducting my interviews, I wasn't actually listening. I was hearing them speak and I knew the cameras were recording, but in those moments of sitting across from my enemy, I wasn't listening. What was I doing? I was anticipating. I was waiting to hear a sentence or even just a couple of words in succession that proved what I wanted to believe, that I had found the misogynist, the ground zero of the war on women.
She's not listening, but she hears him speak. She's feeling the words, and because it's not what she wants to hear, these words don't feel good. So now she only hears meow, 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 anticipating waiting to hear something that she can disagree with and prove him wrong. Let's take it a step further.
Was that statement about men having built the skyscrapers and the bridges anti-women? I thought, well, what would be the gender reverse scenario? Maybe a feminist saying, just look around. Everyone you see was birthed by a woman. Wow, that's a powerful statement. And it's true. Is it anti-male? I don't think so. I think it's acknowledging our unique and valued contributions to our society.
Exactly. You have to acknowledge the differences that men and women have. Modern women have a problem with this, and that's why Cassie J's documentary, The Red Pill, is a classic and must watch.
SMV, have you ever looked it up?
Well, no, what are you talking about?
I'm just asking, have you ever looked it up?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Kate,
Have
look
you
up what?
ever
You want me to look up? You want me to look up the?
Googled sexual marketplace value?
I have not, Kay.
Oh, okay. I can tell.
You know what it is because you told me you wasn't.
I just Googled it real quick, and it's it's a talking point that certain online communities have. It's not like a thing that
it is a thing.
You said you haven't ever looked it up. How do you know?
What does that mean? That does not have anything to do with the conversations that's being had.
Type on Google.
Kay, you can look whatever it is that she
or whatever.
Rilla, don't argue with her. Don't argue. Don't do it, Rilla. Don't do it, Rilla. Rilla, don't argue with her.
Every time somebody is making a point.
What she did right here was for the sisterhood. She was not just gonna sit there and get schooled by these men and look weak in the eyes of the sisterhood. Unfortunately, these guys took the bait. Because women are agents of chaos. They excel in chaos. We also do things for the brotherhood, for the barbershop. Take a look at this recent example of what we do for the brotherhood.
And then we saw Zach LaVine light him up, then Giannis, and then Jason Tatum. And tonight it's their number one guy, Jeremy Grant. Stewart and LeBron.
There's a scuffle right after LeBron smacked Stewart and dropped him. Now Stewart has to go back to the barbershop, to the brotherhood, and they will be like, yo Stewart, LeBron smacked you real good. Stewart knows he can't go back to the brotherhood, to the barbershop without putting up a fight. So this happens.
Also,
I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. I'm chill. Yeah. Let me get him. Move out of the way. I'm gonna get LeBron.
He is knocking over.
That was for the brotherhood, for the barbershop. If he really wanted to swing at LeBron, he would have done it right here. Type in best NBA fights and you will see them go at it immediately.
Don't argue with her, Rilla, because just because she doesn't, just because she thinks the way she thinks does not make it any less
It's not
true.
me thinking the way I think. I literally just did a quick Google search, a quick one. And
what does that have to do with anything?
It has to do with a lot because this is a very subjective thing. It's a talking point in the pickup artist, manosphere, all these communities. It's very subjective, and you all have just run with it as if it's some kind of scientific. What?
And this is where she messed up big time. You run a Google search quickie, and now you want to claim that the information that's presented to you is not scientifically backed up? Let's take a look at the definition of science. Science, knowledge from the careful study of the structure and behavior of the physical world, especially by watching, measuring, and doing experiments, and the development of theories to describe the results of these activities. So let's get into some science.
See, when you work in this space, you deal a lot with data. You see people making choices about other people whom they like or dislike. You see people's biases come alive in the numbers. And a lot of these online dating companies, including mine, have publicized these findings. And the results, unfortunately, corroborate some of the ugliest, the most superficial stereotypes about people and how we behave that I just wish weren't true.
All right, so she talks about data. She talks about numbers. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. The data is published. You can find it. Stop doing Google search quickies. Now pay attention.
Let me share with you a few examples. One of the most common stereotypes related to dating about men is that they only go after younger women. Well, it's actually very easy to prove this out using data. Let's take a look at how much men like women by age. Here on the x-axis, you see men's age. On the y-axis, woman's age. We decided to plot how often men like women using different colors. Here, green represents men liking women often, and the red reverse. And voila. It's very obvious that no matter how old men are, they go after younger women. And by the heavy concentration of greenness at the bottom of the graph, it really is the younger the woman, the better.
The data proves that men are looking to date younger women. This confirms that women's SMV drops when they get older. As you can see, women in their 30s turn yellow, and the older they get, the more their dating opportunities decrease. 34-year-old women show red. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand this, but it's always interesting to see the numbers corroborate what we've been talking about for years. This lady just had to stutter because it's that bitter, sour truth serum that burns her soul.
It really is the younger the woman, the better.
Hold on, stop.
Hold on, Rilla. When you get finished, I'm going to go to the other two ladies.
We've had a million
Q and
conversations
Kayla,
on this platform.
See what they think.
Specifically detailing what women want from men and what men want from women. And largely, it aligns with what it is that I just said.
And these are all
right?
opinions, fine.
The need to be right. It's ignorant to think that men cannot provide valid information when it comes to the opposite sex. Who do you think is doing these studies and making these apps to collect the data? Men are at the forefront of these things.
Honestly, swear to God, I've never heard the terminology "the wall" at all. But I get what Anton is saying. Our value kind of goes down the older that we get. I look better the older I get, so
Like I've said before, the one on the left understands what's going on here, but she just had to say that she looks better the older she gets, and that's a negative. You don't decide that. Let's give you an example of a lady that aged very well. Sana Layton.
Hollywood is not for the faint of heart. I mean, you guys get to see all of this, the hair and the makeup, and when I'm doing press, it just seems kind of like everything is great. Social media, everybody kind of shows that good face, but the truth is, it is probably one of the most brutal businesses ever.
She still looks great, but you can see compared to the 90s that she didn't need all of that makeup on her face in the video on your left. When she washes her face, you will see wrinkles, pale skin, and she needs all that makeup to cover these things up. Check out our video, The Deception of Makeup. It's ridiculous what they can do with makeup these days. What women need to understand is that it's not just your looks that make you attractive. Youth comes with a certain energy, a certain body language that's attractive to men. Young women glow, they have this spark in their eyes. When women get older, they lose this glow, this spark in their eyes. Check out a video about women feeling invisible after 40. The attention that they used to get when they were young was making them so happy and confident. Now it feels like nobody cares because their SMV dropped.
Where he said that usually women, not Anton, but Rilla said the older women get, they kind of digress how they looks like, body-wise, whatever. But I get what you're saying. Like, the older men get, of course, they're going to go up in status maybe or money-wise. So some women of that's 20s, they might want older women. Whereas the opposite, if we're getting older, the less likely of us having kids is going to happen. So we're not really as desirable. So I get what I'm talking, but I've never heard it called the wall or whatever that SMV y'all was talking about. I've never even heard that.
The term she has probably heard of is over the hill. In China, they call them leftover women, shangnu. You can't F with nature. It doesn't matter if these women know the terminology or not. It's about what it embodies. When these men are telling them what it's about, they better take this seriously because they are running out of time.
美女，第二个年龄真的很大嘞，
年纪真的很大了
啊，对吧？
但是我觉得我的年龄很好哎。
哦 ，OK， 你觉得你的年龄还很在婚姻在这种婚姻市场里面还是一个很好的年纪，所以你就不要想，哎呦，我现在状态很好。
Manosphere, we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.